I'll go out and just say it. It is not my responsibility to take care of my parents. Yep. I'm going to let that sink in.
To some, boundaries are just placing limits. To me, it's where the limitless things begin.
Hello, 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 and thank you for tuning into the Boundaries and More podcast with Jas Abraham. I am your host, Jas Abraham, and I thank you for being here with me today. Today's episode is brought to you by Joyful Styles. Joyful Styles is a lifestyle brand that provides premium quality apparel that promotes joy and positivity. Joyful Styles believe how you approach a situation matters, and choosing to be joyful makes all the difference. You have the power, and it's time to embrace it. That's Joyful Styles, Styles with the Z, so JoyfulStylez.com. Go check them out. Get something nice for you. Also, because you are a beautiful listener to this podcast, Joyful Style is allowing a 20% discount. All right. Enter the promo code podcast and you can get that discount for your entire order. All right. Go take care of that. Just go ahead and do that now. Right after you finish listening to this episode, go ahead and take care of that. All right. All right. So, man. Okay. So last week I said the episode last week may have stepped on some toes. And probably, right? But again, I'm okay with it. Also, this week's episode is part 2 of that. So I'm confident this might step on some toes as well, maybe even more so than before. Again, I'm okay with that, okay? I'm okay with that. So today, again, last week we talked about boundaries with parents. All right. So we're going to call this Boundaries with Parents Part 2. Yes. So I'm not even going to waste time. I'm going to dive right into it, get into it, because I know what the things that's on my heart to talk about and mention is something that I've had conversations with my wife about, friends, and just people in general, but more so close friends and my wife. We've talked about this many times actually, and because we see it and it's embedded in our culture. Anyway, it won't keep you guessing any longer. So where I want to start with this is I go out and just say it. It is not my responsibility to take care of my parents. Yep. I'm going to let that sink in. Let that be there. Let it marinate. Put some sauce and some seasonings on that. Look, it is not my responsibility to take care of my parents. I believe that wholeheartedly, deep inside me, with my whole heart. I really, really believe it is not my responsibility. With that being said, I will say I do believe in if something comes up or some type of medical emergency or anything like that, I do believe in helping my parents out to a certain extent if I feel led to, or if I feel some type of way of blessing my parents with whatever it is, then I do that. But again, wholeheartedly, I believe it is not my responsibility to take care of my parents. All right. So starting just with in the culture, in my culture, in the African American community, I see it a lot again with people personally, right? People are close to me and people that I know from people that they know, etc., just close knit in the community. I've seen that where it's expected for a child, right? Whatever it is that you do, you're playing sports, you're just doing your thing, you're a coach like me, you've been in the military, just all these different things. I've seen it where when children start to do well for themselves, have probably more money than they ever had growing up, things of that sort, or live a different lifestyle than they ever have growing up. And it's a very, very nice lifestyle. It becomes, for some reason, again, in my community, again, close knit around, and just, I've seen a lot just in the African American community, period, that it is just expected For this, like, oh, you made it, you did this, now you got to take care of me, you got to buy me a house and pay for my car and this. I don't know necessarily where that came from. I know that's things that's happened since long before I was even thought of, maybe. But I know that I don't agree with that. I don't accept that. I guess to accept that responsibility, because I really, again, wholeheartedly believe it is not my responsibility. I believe that parents brought you here, children here, and you didn't ask to be. God bless them to have you, and they should be the ones taking care of you. As parents, they are expected to take care of you, not necessarily the other way around. I don't believe it's kind of like, I don't believe in this case as far as taken care of, it's a reciprocated situation. I don't think that, oh, because my parents took care of me when I was a baby and they changed my diapers and all this, now is my responsibility when I'm doing well for myself to take care of them. It is hard for my mind to even just, like, what in the nonsense, like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't know where it started. I don't really care where it started, but again, I just know I'm not accepting that into my life. Since I was a young girl, I've been known to go against the grain, right? If people going left, I may go right, and vice versa. If they going right, I'm going left, whatever. I just know that's just I just can't accept that. All right, like, I won't belabor this, but it's just like, I think y'all can get the idea of my feelings about this and where I stand wholeheartedly again with this. It's like, again, I'm with you, man. Like, something happens, or it's just a really tight situation. I believe, again, if I'm led to do XYZ, I will 100% do that. It comes to parents, grandparents, whatever. But it's like, again, it's not my responsibility. It is my choice. I have a choice to choose to do XYZ for them. It's not, you can expect it, right? My parents could expect whatever they want to expect. But again, that's not my responsibility. I myself, I'm not a parent. I don't desire to be a parent. And again, like, because if I was, right, I wouldn't expect any of the things that I do for my child for them to do it for me later on, or repay me in whatever way later, because of, yeah, again, that I just can't get with the concept. I won't. I stand strong in my beliefs with that. And yeah, I would leave that right there. Again, I think y'all get the picture at this point. So what does that mean for you, right? You may be someone who believes that, well, it's my responsibility to take care of my parents. My parents done everything for me. They gave their last to clothe me and kept a roof over our head and all this and that. I get that, right? But that's, in my mind, and what I wholeheartedly believe, my beliefs and what I wholeheartedly believe is that that's their job, right? As being a parent is a full-time job, right? When you get older and things of that sort, then it might cut off at whatever age, however you want to look at it, again, based on your culture, your community. But to at least into a certain age, I think they're expected to, right? Kind of required to, in a way, because, like, think about it like this. If parents don't take care of their kids, what happens? The people come, Child Protective Services, they come take kids away from parents who are not doing their job as a parent, right? Like, that's what they're supposed to do. Man, I urge you. I feel for you if you feel that is your responsibility. I really do. I empathize with you, and I get that, but I just want whatever needs to happen. If we need to talk one-on-one about this and these views, and like dig deep into this, I'm willing to do that. Like, just reach out to me and I got you, man. Like, because I want to free some people. I really do. In my whole heart of hearts, I just want to free some people from that way of thinking. My parents can like it or dislike it, or hey, that's their choice, right? It's just, I'm like, no, I really do. I know parents are expected to. And I think in a way my parents are expected to. This made me think about a situation. My wife and I spent the new year at my dad's house, and we had an amazing time. It was many nights, multiple nights. Me and my dad stayed up to like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, just laughing, joking, having a great time. I haven't done that in years, but we just was catching up and stuff. But I know it was one of those days. He was like, yeah, baby girl," because that's what he calls me. Like, yeah, if something ever happened to me, God forbid, you, your brother, and your sister, but like figure it out. You the oldest one, so I'm expecting you to do this and that. I'm like, oh, okay, I hear you, but I can choose to, of course. It's like, don't get it twisted now. My heart isn't like cold, like, nah, bro, you gonna figure it out for yourself. It's not that at all. It's just that it is not my responsibility, right? What I believe is that people supposed to, right, and have opportunities to set their life up in a way where they don't need whatever else from everyone else. Like, okay, if you take care of your responsibility and you lay things out in a certain way, saying this is what you want, this is what you got, this is what you want to do, like all of these different things, then you'll be all right. You'll be taken care of. It don't require me to make decisions necessarily on your behalf for the lack of. I get it if you put certain things in position for that to happen. Okay, cool. But it's like, it's not automatically required. Like, I hope this is making sense to people. Again, I feel so strongly about this subject, and I feel like it's getting to a point where I'm just belaboring it. So I'm just going to move on to my next thing. Again, when I mentioned about spending the holiday at my dad's house. So another thing is, you are not required to spend every holiday with your parents. You're not. If you want to be solo for the holiday, you want to spend it with your boo, you want to kick it and have some fun with your friends on each and every holiday, it is your choice. You are not obligated to spend every single holiday with your parents. Like, you're not. Again, it's a choice. If you choose to do that because it's like, this is what you feel strongly that you should do because it's your choice, not because this is what's been like instilled in you and your parents said you had to, or they did it and their parents did it, and that from that. Like, if that's not necessarily what you feel and your beliefs, I believe that you shouldn't. Or just think about it, right? Like, you're listening to this, more than likely you are a grown person, right? You are a grown person, and you can make any and every decision that you want to make, right? It's like, if you're making decisions that don't necessarily light you up, or like you don't feel good about it, like you've dreaded, like, oh gosh, okay, this holiday is coming up now, I gotta spend it with my parents because that's what they're expecting of me, I can't do this and that. Like, if you want to go on a vacation, again, a cruise, or go to an all-inclusive, or just stay at home and celebrate at your own house, like, it is your choice to do that. Again, I feel so strongly about each and everything that I'm saying to you. Like, yeah, it is your choice. God gave you your own brain to make decisions. Free will too, right? Good, bad, ugly, don't even matter. Free will. Then take your parents' brain and put it inside of your body. You're your own person. I know I might be stepping on some toes, but it's like parents are quick to be like, oh, my mini me. No, they're their own person, parents. If you're a parent and you're listening to this, your child is their own person. They're not the mini version of you. You're you. They are them. Like, that's it. Obviously, Listen, I just sound like I had enough, right? I think I did. I think I've had enough with all the nonsense. It's like, again, my beliefs, take it or leave it. You don't have to listen to anything that I have said on this podcast. You don't have to believe anything that I believe. You can just, if you want right now, you can end this episode right now. Go listen to previous episodes. Something on those may resonate with you. Or if you're listening to this after more episodes been published after this one, go to the next episode. Something else will resonate with you. This might not be for you because I believe, I know this message isn't for everyone. But it's for those who's been thinking about it, struggling with it, and believing, and who feel like I feel, but they don't want to necessarily say it out loud, right? I got you. I got your back. I go to bat for the people, okay? Yeah. All right. Those are two things. I'm gonna leave it there because I know people can't handle it all, don't want to handle it all, don't even want to think about some of these things that I'm talking about, and I get that. But I'm fine with that. I promise I will sleep well tonight, peaceful, like, and serene, right? It'd be beautiful. Because again, this is me and how I feel, what I believe. And it's just, man, again, I've had enough. I apparently, like, that's what I feel like now that I just think back on this episode and the things I've said and how I've conveyed, I feel like, I guess I just had enough. I will say my parents, they understand. They've been understand, I guess, for years and years that I was going to make my own decisions and do my own thing. And so I don't necessarily have that issue with my parents at this point in life. I'm pretty sure there's certain things, of course, they still expect and feel like it's my responsibility, but it's not. And I let them know 100%. I let them know respectfully, of course, because again, I do believe and I get it. Honor thy mother and father. And I get that. I believe it, I guess, but I do believe also that it comes with some caveats and stuff. Like, check last episode. Listen, you've been listening to this one. Like, again, it's my beliefs, how I feel. And yeah, I think that's enough for today. I'm gonna leave it there. If anything, this is good. If anything in this episode has resonated with you, or anything that you want to continue the conversation about, come follow us on IG at Boundaries AND More Podcast. Oh man, send me a message, a comment on one of the videos, something, and let's continue this conversation. If you're watching this video on YouTube right now, go ahead, start the conversation in the comments and let's get this thing. I really want to go more into this. And again, this is conversations I have with my wife or close friends, things like this. I truly believe this. And I love having these type of conversations. I get pumped about it, obviously, because when you're so convicted about certain things, this is like one of those things, well, I guess two of these things that I'm really convicted when it comes to setting those boundaries with your parents, like letting them know, like, nah, like, I'm me, you're you. It's not my responsibility. And I don't have to spend every holiday with you if I don't want to. Like, you don't. So either way, look, something for you today. Think about it, right? Just think about it. Really believe and hone into, where did this belief of yours come from? If you're someone that truly believes that, nope, it is your responsibility. Yes, you do have to spend every single holiday with your parents, etc. Really sit down, and I challenge you to just think about first, like, where does this stuff come from? Huh? When did I start believing this? Who told me that this was the way? Right? Think about that and write some stuff down. Really, write it. Take notes in your phone, write it on a piece of paper. Just write these things down. I challenge you to do that today. Like, don't even wait to today. Let's take these action steps, practical stuff right today. All right. You all, I thank you for listening. You all go out and have a beautiful day, regardless, right, of what comes your way. Tune in next week to the Boundaries and More podcast with Jas Abraham. Again, don't forget, if any of this resonated with you, you want to continue this conversation, comment below or hit me up on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcasts. And let's go from there. All right. See y'all next week.